Hey, shouties. Oh man, I have way too much fun with these things. This is the only primarily single player game that I've managed to get over 500 hours of content out of. Did you guess the game? That game is Underground Waifus, free on the Epic Games Store. I'm just kidding. It's a really close guess. That and Risk of Rain, it's a toss-up, really. There's just something about Risk of Rain that really gets me. How many of you out there have just been like, oh, I want to test something out real quick, and suddenly you find yourself 3 hours later in your second loop of a god run, There's one thing I've rediscovered recently, and it's absolutely blown me away in how much fun it makes this already incredible game. Hi there. I'm Nerbly. You probably know me from such things as... Why is that guy naked? There's a naked man in my game! And... Because it's still... I didn't pull it out. Oh, wait, what's the pirate code again? Take the booty, right? Take all the booty? Or maybe... Oh my god. This is what canned bread looks like? Ribbed for your pleasure? Dude, stop it! But really, I'm known for a massive amount of Risk of Rain skill. I mean, look at these statistics, fam. 4% win rate. What an absolute professional gamer. In my defense, I've never really cared about winning this game. For I remember as a wise panda once said, it's more fun about going on the journey to becoming overpowered rather than being overpowered. Those first 4 stages where you're under the gun, getting bad items is where the game shines. As much as I love playing like FTK one-handed, Risk of Rain is just not as fun if everything on the stage is just dying from my existence. I really have no interest in making the best choices in this game, from the items I pick up to the combat choices. Everything I do is because I find that the most enjoyable way to play. It's more of a drunken master experience vibe I go on when I'm risking the rain. Am I going to print 30 gas? Yes. Am I going to print 7 wax quails? Absolutely. Sure, it's not the best choice for survival, but who cares if I die? You just run it back, A few months ago, I made a modded character spotlight video about Driver. Driver is one of the coolest modded characters to play, and when I decided to revisit him, I was blown away at how much he's changed. Is the new Driver overpowered? Absolutely. You can basically win runs without any items. Before getting into Driver, I just wanted to make a point about some of the things you guys have been saying on some of the other videos, Especially on that reading negative reviews video. I've learned a lot about the community. I hope I didn't upset anyone. Genuinely. You bought the game and play it however you like. Risk of Rain is mostly a single-player game. It's certainly not PvP. And if you want to play it with Artifact of Command and Drizzle, it has literally zero effect on my game experience. Go for it, I just wanted to highlight a couple of comments here. Mito says, Drizzle players are Giga Chat. They don't let other players tell them how to play and enjoy the game. Absolutely true. This guy, Gay Jeebus, says, I refuse to listen to this command slander. I like it because it allows me to build my own synergy and dumb ideas. Also, item stacking till it gets stupid fun. I'm of the opinion that more games like this should have Artifact of Command as a thing you can do, really stupid runs, or get really dumb achievements over with. Also, let's remember that even with command, item rarity is still randomized, which I think is the best way to command. Dad Mitri, yeah, it makes picking up items a chore. Not only do I have to choose what I want, but I gotta pick it from the menu. Sometimes when I use command, I open the chest in anticipation. Oh, what's it gonna be? And it's command essence, and I'm like, oh, right. Just because the magic of opening boxes and not knowing what's inside is exciting to me. When some of my friends insist we play command, I'll try to come up with some of the most stupid item combos I can think of just to challenge myself. That's a really good way to play. My dude, there's nothing wrong with Artifact of Command. If you like playing the game without it, that's fine. I personally don't enjoy gambling, which is why I use it. If you do enjoy gambling in order to be able to play the game, that's fine. Also just so you know, command is not free god runs. It still takes decent effort to actually put your build together and just be good at the game. Even using command, I've lost plenty of runs because I did something stupid. That's why I like command, because I know it's entirely my fault that I died, not just I had a run doomed to fail. Enough babbling. I'm here to talk about the new Driver. He's so different at this point, you almost need another new guide. He's got new passive utility special. He's got this arsenal thing. I'm just so excited here to talk about him. I guess we'll start at the top and work our way down, if that's okay. If you aren't familiar with Driver, You can watch my original Driver video, but basically plays Ryan Gosling from the movie Driver. You start with a silenced pistol, and as you kill enemies, you have the chance to drop one of many different weapons. Shotgun, RPGs, machine guns, a Prion accumulator is one of them. All of these weapons are so much fun to use. Literally all the weapons that drop are so much fun to use. There's not a bad one to get. His new passive Survivalist calls this out. This is exactly the skill I just described. Basically, as you kill enemies, they have a chance to drop a weapon and you can pick them up and use them as a primary. Those weapons have ammo, so they don't last forever. His next skill is Leadfoot. This is a new one. Enemies have a chance to drop bullets. These give your weapons powerful attacks for a limited time. Dude, this is absolutely incredible. If you select this skill, you forego the ability to pick up new weapons, but your starting weapon gains augmentations like the ability to bleed, deal blight, extra damage, slow, and so on. There seems to be so many of these. I'm sure I haven't even seen close to all of them. If you feel like just running around with one weapon, you're gonna love this. Now, his third passive is Godsling. I drive. Get it? Godsling. Of course you do, you goober. I've seen some people out there wondering what this does, and it took me a minute as well. This passive is a combination of Survivalist and Leadfoot. That's right, you get both passives with Godsling. So new weapons or weapon abilities have a chance to drop from slain enemies. The already overpowered weapons that drop can be even stronger now that they have these insane weapon buffs. One of the buffs that drops is lightning, and it's basically just a charged perforator on your weapon. There's also a fire one for molten perforator, ridiculous amount of damage when the stars align. And honestly, even if the stars don't align, you're still out there doing ridiculous amount of damage. The third thing to talk about here is the arsenal. This is where you're going to lose your mind. You now have the ability to choose what weapons you start with. Arsenal weapons are unlocked in your loadout by just picking them up as weapon drop. Once you pick up the weapon once, it unlocks as an arsenal weapon. There are a lot of them, and I don't know how you get most of them. Previously, Mithrix dropped a hammer, but I fought him a couple times and I haven't been able to get him to drop his hammer. I don't know if it's still in the thing. Maybe it's gone, you know? There are some weapons that only void enemies can drop. So far, I've only gotten the nullifier from, I think it was a void crab. Prion is in there. Badass shotgun is still in the game. I've tried to kill Voidling a few times. I would assume that he drops a weapon, but I actually haven't killed him since playing as new driver. But starting with the nullifier or Prion is absolute insanity. So strong, in fact, that I was able to get to Mithrix on Monsoon with no items with just the nullifier. I didn't win, of course, because, you know, I'm me. But that just shows you how strong these items are. A better player would just kill Mithrix with no items using the nullifier. When I tell you this version of Driver is an insane amount of fun, it's of course because of his new utility skill. New starting weapons and weapon buffs are neat, but now I get to ride around town on a skateboard. I really hope they've got plans to incorporate like tricks when you go off ramps and stuff. Dude, that would be it for me. That'd be it. Life would be complete, you know. But yeah, really nothing else to say here. Dude, you get a skateboard. You get to just ride around on a skateboard. Suddenly, his mobility has gone through the roof. I don't even know what the other options are for his utility skills, but it doesn't matter. You're only going to ever choose the skateboard because why would you not? The other thing that's new here is a thing called Pay It Forward. It's a new special ability. You flick out a coin and it can be shot to multiply damage. This is cool and all, but requires a fantastic reaction time, patience, and just being aware. All three, which I do not have. So I still think the best special is his syringe, especially paired with these new weapon buff stuff. It's insanity because the syringe increases your movement and attack speed. It's absolutely absurd. So that's basically it. That is Mr. Godsling, aka Driver in Risk of Rain 2. He is so much fun, very overpowered, but you don't even realize or care about any of that because of how much fun his weapons and synergies are to use. I really do wish there was some kind of wiki for his other weapons and his arsenal. I assume many of them are very rare drops from probably specific enemies. Like I would think a perfected elite or, you know, perfected chimera or something like that. Maybe a scavenger probably drops their own unique weapons just based on reading some of the descriptions of the weapons that I haven't unlocked yet. But if you've unlocked other weapons here, like special ones that I haven't unlocked, I would love to know how you got them and what they are. But what I would love more is if you gave Driver a shot and let me know how you liked him. And if you feel like using Artifact of Command when you do that, hey, go right ahead. No problems with me. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know how you like the new driver, and I'll see you